This is the coldest I've seen it in Texas. And tonight it's going to drop another 11 degrees. So I think it'll be about 11 to 12 degrees in the next 24 hours. So I decided to bust out the all-in-one heater here. This is from Auto Equip. My van is fully built out, so I decided to go with the all-in-one just because it's a little bit easier. It's so simple to set up. And the best part is I could take it between the camper van and the house, and in case my electricity goes out or the heat is not working, this can play backup, and it's really strong. I'm going to show you guys how I'm setting this up, and this time I am not going through this window right here. I'm going to go and try this window here. Again, this is the adapter that they include, and I'll leave you guys links to anything I talk about, including this 90, as it makes it really easy. And I hooked up the muffler already. Underneath the muffler, I do have a welding blanket, and basically that'll keep that exhaust at bay so it doesn't get hot and burn up this box. I just made this box out of wood. I was going to throw it in the trash, and so I decided to spray paint it, put some clear on there, create less junk in the world. So I went ahead and mounted it, drilled out 4 holes in case water makes it in, because there's some pretty big cuts right here, and on the sides. So I have to allow air to actually get in here, and rain's going to get in at the same time. And then I hooked it up to here. So I'm going to go and let this sit out here for about 5 to 6 hours, exposed to the sub-zero temperatures, and come back out later on. I have the remote here. I'm just going to give it a quick fire test. I haven't done this today to make sure everything fires up nicely. I just used a little battery and hooked it up down there, kind of tucked it away in the van, and let's see how this goes. So I'm going to hit power. I'm going to go put the lid on the top of the heater so that way the rain doesn't get in here. I don't think you can actually have rain hit these constantly. So after I try this out, I'm going to see how easy it is to go and siphon the gas from the fuel tank straight to the diesel heater. And so stick around and we'll find out. Here's the pre-test before I come back around 10:30 at night to get some sleep. Okay, so there's the heater. All right, let's give mode 10 a little test here. The remote's really cool. It's not line of sight. I'm gonna go ahead and just test everything out. Oh, that feels so good. Woo! These 90s are great, as it doesn't really stress out the pipe. It keeps everything in place. I just put a little bungee over the top so the wind didn't blow it, as it's windy as well. Okay, so I started the diesel heater here about 10 minutes ago, and it's really bad out here, guys. It's pretty cold. We're gonna go inside. I'm in my flip-flops. Let's get this warmed up. All right, it's pretty cold in here. Diesel heater is warming up. Okay. So now inside the van is 28 degrees. Let's see how well this does. The diesel heater is on full blast at setting 10. Okay, so I'm inside my camper van, and the good thing is the batteries are still warm. They're at 43. They're self-heated. This is kicking in a lot of nice hot air. Definitely feels good. Trying to get a movie on?
Yes, sir.
All right. It is so cold outside. Have you seen it this cold before?
No.
The van is just covered.
This is colder than the last time. Last time there was snow, but there wasn't much. It was just a bunch of flakes.
So after about 15 minutes, it's warmed up quite a bit. So I'm setting 10. Now I'm going to go and turn it down. 8, 7, 6, 5. You can see his hair's blowing. It's got a lot of power. It's not as bad as you think it's going to be.
It's not.
That heater's going to take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really late. I'm about to go to sleep. After being in the van for about 2 hours, having it on a higher setting, it was able to get the van up to 71 degrees. And now I've set it to setting 3, and I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, so next morning, 60 degrees inside the van, 21 degrees outside, feels like 9. Heater's still working. I'm gonna turn it up. After 2 hours of level 10, it's so strong. It's amazing. So this is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I just turned it off. We'll check the fuel level later. I started around 11 p.m. last night. Okay, so let's take a look at this. See what happened over here. It's all dry. Maybe a tenth of the fuel left. So I started this on Saturday and today is Wednesday and the snow is finally melting. So school is going to be back in session tomorrow for the kids. And I basically left this out here, haven't taken it back inside. I did upgrade to this hose over here, which should help with the thermal loss. However, it just opens up too much once it's under pressure. I found a better solution, which is basically a sleeve around that duct that came with the actual heater here. Let's go see if this fires back up. Then I'm going to try to refuel the diesel from my tank to see if we run into any issues. The heater did just fire up. I can hear it. Yep, it's starting. So check that out. This is going well and no smoke. Fired right up. Again, the battery has not been recharged. I left it exposed out here in the cold. This is awesome. So as far as getting fuel out of the Sprinter, it's been a little challenging until I found this adapter. And I'll leave you guys a link to this. This adapter is literally the key to being able to siphon out fuel from the Sprinter, as there's a little metal flap that won't open up unless you go through and jerry rig it, which can possibly cause some severe damage, or you get this adapter. And with this adapter, now I can siphon out fuel. There it goes. We got fuel. So I can siphon fuel from my Sprinter straight into the diesel heater. As far as the thermal loss on the hose, they make these wraps right here, and basically these just wrap around the hose, and this will go and keep most of that heat from escaping. Again, these are very inexpensive, and this is going to be my solution. I don't think you need this unless it's under 30 degrees. So the cold front has gone away, and I learned a lot from using the all-in-one diesel heater. And I do have some change of heart when it comes down to the split system versus the all-in-one. And it's this: if you're going and using the all-in-one more than 14 days a year, I would actually recommend that you go with the split system and install it, as there's a little bit of work of refueling and also making sure the unit is not affected by wind. You do have a little bit more thermal loss, and yet I still understand the convenience of the all-in-one. And the question you need to ask yourself is, how often do you need to use that heater? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as I really enjoyed sharing my time with you guys. And if there's any questions that I didn't answer, please let me know what they are, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. And I'll leave you guys a whole bunch of links down below, including the free parts list for the Sprinter. So if you guys are looking for some affordable options for your camper van, definitely check that out. As always, make it a great day.